Hi, my name is Amber Yato.
Veronica Martinez.
My name is Charlie Shashahani, and I've been vegan for about 5 or 6 years.
I've been vegan a year and a half, and before that, I was vegetarian for about 4 months before.
I've been vegan for 3.5 years now.
Being vegan means to me to cause the least amount of harm as possible, to make daily choices that don't involve other beings having to be slaughtered and killed.
Being vegan to me means having compassion for everyone, not just animals. Every choice that we make impacts not only us, but everyone around us, the planet, and the animals.
What I do in my personal life to maintain my vegan lifestyle, aside from the food that I eat, is also all of the makeup that I use is all vegan and cruelty-free. Every product I have in my apartment to clean or what have you is also vegan and cruelty-free, right down to the vegan dog food that I give my dog. I try to make every choice that I make vegan and cruelty-free, as little as possible harm, because it's always going to be impossible to omit it 100%, but the goal of veganism is to minimize to as little as possible.
When I made this change, it was for health reasons. I wanted to be healthier and lead a healthier lifestyle, but I realized that you can also be vegan and be unhealthy. So I transitioned to a more whole foods, plant-based diet.
Some of the benefits for everyone to become vegan, not only obviously for the animals, because you're saving animals' lives every time that you choose to eat a plant-based diet, but also there are a lot of health benefits, like you reduce your chances of cancer, heart disease, a lot of different things, obesity, by a lot, and also the environmental reasons. If you consider yourself an environmentalist at all, then you should also be vegan, because animal agriculture is the leading cause of climate change.
Some of the health benefits to being vegan is preventative health. You can prevent many diseases, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, which is one of like the top, or three of the top chronic diseases that we have here in America.
I promote veganism to the public pretty much in every way I can. I started on Instagram last summer and started making posts about that. I joined a couple different activism groups here, Anonymous for the Voiceless, and I did some Cubes of Truth with them, Direct Action Everywhere, also known as DXE. But yeah, me and my friend Shar, the other vegan activist, we created a Denver animal activism group. So we've had a lot of success there, but I find any way to do activism. I sticker at stores or on the streets, on a street lamp I see. Also do something known as dating activism, but yeah, any way I can, really.
It's hard to think about what happens to the animals, but it's truly horrific. And every single industry there is not one industry that's safe from it. I know that we've been sold the lie that milk only comes from happy cows, but that's not the truth. Milk comes from mothers. They are raped and they are forced to have their babies, and then their babies are taken away from them the moment that they're born, because their milk is for humans, not their babies. Doesn't make sense. And so if that baby is a little boy, then he is going to become veal. If that baby is a little girl, then she is going to get put back into the system and raped over and over, forced to have babies and have them taken away from them and live in agony and pain. And it's just not right. And that's just one industry. I could go on.
What made me commit was seeing the trauma that the animals go through just for us to get food on our plate. I watched many documentaries where I cried, seeing the truth behind it and knowing that these animals don't have any freedom. They don't get to naturally reproduce. they are inseminated with semen and immediately get their babies taken away. And I thought that that is just so cruel, and I can't, I don't approve of that way of life. It was really sad to see, and also seeing the cosmetic industry when they test on rabbits and beagles. That was also very heartbreaking to know that they do that to these animals. I'm a pet lover. I have always been a pet lover, and I've grown up with dogs all my life, and I can't imagine having one of them be treated in that way. That would really break my heart. And seeing all those videos, I couldn't help but cry.
I feel sadness for them. It's truly sad that someone would want to be in that position. And I know that a lot of slaughterhouse workers are also not privileged. And it's sad that they sometimes, that's kind of the only option that they have. But if we could turn all of those slaughterhouses into farms to grow crops or to grow grains for human beings, and they could work on those farms growing crops and not having to slaughter beings, I think that would be a lot better. And I mean, it's just a sense of losing your empathy whenever you are working those positions. There's just no way that wouldn't leak into your everyday life and cause PTSD possibly.
I learned my information from every source I can. I love documentaries, so I've watched What the Health, Cowspiracy, Earthlings, Game Changers is good. But yeah, apart from that, I love reading, social media, PETA, organizations like that. Just anywhere I can learn. Podcasts, always looking for new information.
One way you can start by eating more vegan options is just buying more fruits and vegetables. I recommend buying a vegan cookbook or doing some research on spices so you know how to season your veggies and really cook them to your liking so that you're able to eat them more often. And if you're eating out, a lot more restaurants now have vegan options.
For someone who is interested in becoming vegan, I would say just look up some recipes online. There are so many resources now. You can do a 21-day vegan where every day you have a coach that reaches out to you and helps you through it. They help you with what meals you can eat. I would recommend to find your favorite meal and try to veganize it and experiment with different products, because the great thing nowadays is that we have so many different vegan products that we can choose from. We don't just have one thing that you either eat this one disgusting vegan product or you eat the alternative that murders animals. You have so many things to choose from, and I just recommend that everyone experiment and look up recipes online. YouTube is a great resource for what I eat in a day type of videos also. Follow some influencers as well.
You know, I totally understand, and I totally have been there where everyone has, not being vegan most of my life. But, it's not easy, but it's easy when you have the moral conviction behind it, when you see the animals suffering and realize that everything you're buying is funding their torture and the pain. So, just putting yourself in their shoes, I think makes it so much easier to be vegan.
Just go for it. Definitely do some research, but you lose nothing from going vegan, and you might actually learn a lot more, and it could change your life in many different ways that you didn't even imagine or think that you could.
Is put yourself in their shoes. Have empathy. Would you want that done to you? Would you want that done to your pet? A really good documentary, I think, to watch is going to be Dominion. I highly recommend that everybody watch Dominion the full way through. And if after watching that, you can tell me that another being's life does not matter and your 15 minutes of eating something does, then we can talk.